What's your any volunteer?
So forward loop
Yeah.
को ऐड कर देंगे.
There is no forward loop at all. कुछ भी नहीं है.
सर
वहाँ दो
G2 है ना.
समिंग पॉइंट्स. नहीं, वो नहीं फॉरवर्ड लूप होता है जब दो समिंग पॉइंट्स होंगे बीच में. समिंग पॉइंट है ना बीच में उसके, वो कहाँ से होगा फॉरवर्ड लूप? समिंग पॉइंट लेफ्ट साइड से नहीं होना चाहिए. शुड हैव क्लियर दिस. विदाउट दिस then it's a forward loop, but with this it's not a forward loop. Loops in parallel. First step, what we can do, there can be another shift the summing point before the block G1. This is G1, this summing point. Okay, to a position after the block. We'll shift this here. Okay, so number one is shift the summing point before block G1 to after block G1. So this is our first step which we have to do. Okay, then we'll be doing this. So as usual, we'll be drawing a summing point. So now what we'll be drawing? We'll be drawing a summing point here. Okay. Then another summing point because we are shifting it. So we'll draw it here. Just a second. Okay. Another summing point is here. So we have two summing points. So this summing point here, which we have shifted, is plus minus first. So we are shifting this. Okay. Okay, this summing point. Then let us take blocks now. Blocks will be, here is this block G1. Okay, on the top we have block G2. Okay, here we have block G3 as usual after this block. And then in down here, because we are transferring this summing point, so something should happen to the gain also. Okay, so let me draw the signals. Signals can be drawn. Number one signal will be like this. Number two signal will be from this. Okay, from this block there will be a signal going to the positive. From this block there will be signal going to positive. Sorry, this will be going to positive signal. Okay, from this we will have another block, and from this we can take output. From here we will take the feedback. Okay, and this is, sorry, this is what we require here. This is the feedback signal. Sorry, I think we hadn't. This is, yeah, this is a feedback signal. Let me draw the lines now. So this should complete this feedback signal. This is from, okay, correct. This is here. Okay. Okay, now this again. Okay, let's take this now. Let's have a look. This R is here intact. This summing point has been moved here. So here it will be block G1. Signal, we have to take one signal. This signal, sorry, this signal is like this. Okay. Okay, now you can see here, this is R, and this is G1, and this is your G2 as usual. We are not changing anything. This summing point we have moved here. This summing point we have moved here. This summing point moved here after the block G1. So signal should be, it should be plus minus. So that is plus on the top and minus here. So this is intact. Now here it is plus plus. This we have done wrong. Plus plus. Okay, just a second. This is going to plus plus, not to this one. Okay, this will be going to plus plus. So this is going to plus plus.
सर हम
We'll
यहाँ पे
find,
इंटरचेंज कर सकते हैं समिंग पॉइंट.
can do anything. I am telling you the what are the easiest way we are doing. But that interchanging will take 2 or steps. Jo minimum steps what we are doing, we are trying that solution. Okay. So you can optimize your solution if you have. This is one of the way you can do by another ways because I have told you 14 rules. That's the way you can do it. But what I think is the maximum optimization that can be done in a numerical, that I explore first and then I solve a numerical. Okay. So then this, because now we are moving the summing point beyond a block, then it will be multiplied with the gain will be multiplied with the feedback gain G1 H1. Okay, then here is as usual G3. So we have no problem. I think first step is very simple. Just we have moved a summing point before a block G1 to a position after the block G1. Everything is intact. Just there is a change in the feedback path because the gain will be multiplied. Because in summing point, if we shift after, then simple gain will be multiplied. If we shift before, then reciprocal will be multiplied. That you already know. So this is the first step what we can do. Then second point is, yes, somebody was right. We can interchange it. So second point is very good. We can interchange the summing points. Aim is what? Aim here is to get a negative feedback loop. That's what we'll try to get here. So we can write here next step. Interchange the consecutive summing points after block G1. After block G1, there are two summing points. We will try to interchange it. So for that, what we will do, we'll try to copy this. Let us copy this. Later we can take. Okay, and this is sorry. Okay, let's try to copy this, and paste it here. So what we are doing here, we have to just interchange the summing point. So we'll be using, it was plus plus, so we will be using plus 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 signal here. So I'll simply make it plus. I have interchanged it. You can have a look here. Plus plus will come here. And next is plus minus. So minus signal will come to this one. Minus will be here and plus will be here. Okay. Just second amendment a bit we have to do. So a bit amendment we have to do. Okay, fine. This is plus minus. We'll make it plus minus first. Then we'll see the integrity of the circuit. Okay. Try to take it off. Okay. Okay, so here what we have got plus minus. Rest signals we'll say whatever we have to change. Plus is this one, minus is this one. Now first change will be because this plus plus signal was G2 signal was going to here, you can have a look. G2 was going to plus, so this G2 will come to plus. So that also we have to take off from here. So this will be going to plus. So this will be going to plus. This is finished. Another change what we will have this negative feedback is going to minus. So that minus is here. So that we have to shift a bit. Here also we'll be doing. Okay. So we'll be getting first a block. Block we'll be getting. From that block we have a signal coming from here. And then we have a signal going to negative feedback. And then we can join it. So very clearly we have exchanged the summing points and we have to exchange the respective signals also. So this is what is required at this point of time. Just a second. This G1 is not there. Okay. Now question becomes very simple now. Now numerical is very simple. Now this is what here? G1, H1. G1, H1. This is a continuous. Okay, this is continuous. This. So after that, this is your C. This is also C here. So next point will be, you can eliminate the summing points very simply. Now this is a forward loop. Somebody was asking a question, sir, how? If summing point will come here, then it doesn't remain a forward loop. Now it's a forward loop complete. You can add them, G1 plus G2 here, and then you can use a negative feedback. So we will add them simply. Okay, we'll make a signal here. This is a signal here. And then you can have a block, eliminate, eliminate the forward loop. Okay. And then there is another signal. That signal, this will get eliminated. This will get eliminated. Okay. Now this only summer will remain. So we can copy this. Sorry, we can copy this. This portion we can copy. We can copy it and we can paste it here. Paste it here. Okay, I think this is correct. Okay, so this is your R, and this is your G1 plus G2. In this step heading, you can write eliminate the summing point.
सर एग्जाम में हम एट अ टाइम दोनों एलिमिनेट कर सकते हैं?
यू कैन डू एग्जाम में थोड़ा ये एक है कि सब बच्चों के लिए दिस इज फॉर एवरीबॉडी यू नो आई हैव टू टेक केयर ऑफ ऑल द स्टूडेंट्स अदरवाइज
ठीक है सर।
आई कैन मूव मच फास्ट ठीक है आई हैव टू टेक केयर ऑफ एवरीवन सो दैट्स examinations once you practice a lot of numericals then it's very simple to do all these numericals ये तो बड़ा आसान जब आप numericals करेंगे ये it will be very simple eliminating the summing point after G1. So that means forward loop you have to add simply. Next is very simple. What should be next step, Shabas? This is what? Negative feedback loop. Negative feedback closed loop system. So formula, you know what is the formula. Or if you do not want to do it, then you can simply do what? You can simply shift the summing point after the block G1 plus G2 to a position before a block G1 plus D2 so that you can do each and everything you can do. So with this, what you'll be getting, either of the step you can do it, that doesn't matter at all. So we can do it like this. We have a, we'll write first what we are doing. So okay. सब बच्चों को समझ आ जाए ये. You can do either step जो भी आपको चाहिए. Shift the summing point after block G1 plus G2 to a position before block G1 plus G2 and combine blocks को combine भी कर सकते हैं. Combine blocks G1 plus G2 and G3. This you can do. एक step में one step you can do this. So I will do that. So then I will shift the summing point. Okay, here. This is this summing point I am shifting. Okay, then I have a block here. I will be having a block here. Okay, and then I will be having a block in the feedback. Okay, I will take the signals now. This is an input signal. So from this block, I'm going to output feedback, feedback to feedback. This is the signal we'll be getting. Okay, so you can see very clearly what we are doing. We are moving the summing point. We have moved from this position to before this, before block G1 plus G2. And we have combined then these. So G1 plus G2 will be multiplied by cascade. So that step we are not doing. Somebody was saying we can do two steps. Yes, you can do definitely two steps. Yahan pe we have done two steps. This is R. This is G1 plus G2 into G3 and this is clear. This will be multiplied. Now this you are moving before. So before gain will be gain complete now is G1 H1. That will be divided by this uh, transfer function gain. That is, this gain is G1 H1 divided by G1 plus G2. Why this? Because gain is completely feedback gain is this one. We are shifting it here, summing point. So, because if it is shifted before the block, then whatever the gain is in the feedback, that will be for that we have to divide what the transfer function G1 plus G2, whatever is there. So that is what we have done. So this is up to here. See, this is the output. Now, very clearly, overall transfer function is what? Negative feedback loop. Now, you can do either way here. So it's not necessary that I have done this step. You can do in other way around also. This is also a feedback loop. This is your choice. The overall transfer function will be, so I will be writing that. Therefore, the overall transfer function C by R will be equal to G1 plus G2 G3 divided by 1 plus G1 plus G2 G3. This all complete. 1 plus this transfer function multiplied by feedback transfer function. That is G1 H1 divided by G1 plus G2. So this is the overall transfer function. Let us simplify this a bit. So we can write C by R. Here can be written as C. You can see here. This is G1 and G2 will be multiplied here. Okay. So G1 and G2, this denominator and one of the G1, G2 will go, whereas G1 and G2 will be multiplied here. So it will be G1 plus G2. So let us do that. G1, G2, G3, yes, 1 plus G1, G2, G3, G1, H1. Okay, let's simplify this one. So what in the numerator we'll be having? We'll be having G3 we'll be having G1, G1, G3 plus G2, G3, okay, divided by multiply. We are simply G1, G3, G2, D3. So this will be here G1. So G1 plus G2 plus G1. Okay, this is G2 into G3, G1,
तो
H1.
G1 plus G2 कैंसिल आउट ही हो जाता ना.
Yeah, we can cancel out this. No problem. आप ये डिनोमिनेटर में ले रहे हैं ना हम इसको, तो we can cancel out this. Okay, no problem. Yes, you are right. So denominator में जो है ऊपर चला जाएगा. This will be this G3. It will remain here. ठीक है. तो ये क्या बच जाएगा आपका G1 plus G2. ठीक है. This will be same G1 plus G2 multiplied by G3 and then it will be G1 H1. ठीक है, क्योंकि G1 कैंसिल हो जाएगा, G1 प्लस G2 आपका कैंसिल हो जाएगा.
सो कैंसिल हो जाता नीचे वाले के साथ जो हमने डिनोमिनेटर में रखा है ना G1 plus G2.
यस, सॉरी. जस्ट अ सेकंड. ये भी हो सकता था ना, यू स्क्वायर होके. ओके, दैट विल बी अ बिट कॉम्प्लिकेटेड. ठीक है. सो व्हाट वी हैव हियर, यस, g1 g3 g2 g3, we can multiply this. Okay, g1 plus g2, ये तो कैंसिल ही हो जाएगा. फाइन.
से सीधा 1 आएगा उधर वापस.
हाँ, सॉरी सॉरी, दिस इज 1. 1 प्लस ये आ जाएगा आपका g3
G1 G3 H.
g1 h1. ठीक है. So we can write it c by r in a simple form. We can write g1 g3 g2 g3 divided by 1 plus 1 plus. ठीक है, इसको थोड़ा g1 g3 h1. So this is the overall transfer function which we can get. So I think if you know the first step, then it's very simple to find other steps. Okay, next we have find the overall transfer function C by S of the control system block shown in figure this one, shown in figure this. So what we can do in this case, Shabash? See this take up point, we can move here. Before a block G4, there is a take up point. We can move it here and we can bring them in cascade, and this will be again a feedback loop for us. So let us do first step. Shift shift the takeoff point before block G4 to position after block G4. So let's draw this. Just take a point we have to move. This is a bit bigger transfer function. Yeah, a bit bigger block diagram. So what we have here, we have summing point 1. We have summing point number 2. Okay. We have summing point number 3. Okay. Then let's have a blocks now. So we have block here G1. Fine. We have another block here G2. After that, we have again a summing point. We have two blocks that will come in cascade now. Why? Because we are moving that take a point now. Okay, and we have a feedback here H3, and we have a feedback here, this one. Summing point this. Okay, we have a summing point here. Okay, then this is a summing point. First is plus minus. Summing point number second is plus plus. You can see above. Summing point number third is plus minus. Okay, so let's talk about the signals now. Signal is here. Signal is here. Signal is here. Then signal is going to G2. From G2, signal is going to positive. Signal is going to G3. Another is G4. Output overall. Okay, signal is going to feed. Sorry, signal is going to feedback. Feedback, it's a negative. Okay, from here we again have that is this some. Okay, then it is going here. Oh, sorry. Sorry, this is take up point. This is wrong here. Wait. We should have taken to this take up point because this is a take up point here. Yeah. Take up point is here. Okay. And see here now. Let's mark these points. This is RFS. G1, H1, one signal we have missed, I think. G2 here, G4, H3. So now once we have moved this takeoff point from this position to this position, there is a feedback loop. But what is this? This is after the block G4. So when it's after block, we are moving takeoff point, that will be divided by the gain. So that is left here. So that we can do here, that signal, that amendment what we are doing. Like this, we have to do it. Okay, signal will be going here. And from here, so there will be block. Gain. Okay, the signal will be going, oh, sorry. This will be going here and this should meet it here. Fine. So what will be this? We are moving it after the block very clearly. What was this? This was H2. So that will be gain divided by, what are the gain is? Gain is H2 in the feedback, H2 divided by G4. That is the rule. H2 divided by G4. So this is the first step what we have done. So now this is in cascade and this is a negative feedback loop. We can solve it at one place very simply. I don't need to write that. So let us do it. Copy this side. This side we are not changing anything. Okay, this side we don't change much, but this side what we'll be doing, we'll eliminate this negative. This is G3 and G4 are in cascade now. Multiply them, and then we can take a closed loop. Negative feedback loop is this closed loop. The feedback is negative. So let's copy this. This portion we can copy up to here. We can copy. Up to here we can copy. and then we have pasted. So this we are keeping intact. This side we don't have any problem. Okay, G2. Now here what we have to draw, that signal we'll be drawing later on. Okay, now here we can draw a block, we'll combine them, and after combination you can see G3 G4 formula will be G3 G4 1 plus G3 G4 H3. So that I am going to write directly now. No need to worry about that. So that will be this block. And then what we'll be having, we have a feedback loop that will remain intact. So that block we will also write here. Okay. So this way it will be here. It will be here. This way it will be here. And then feedback output. Okay. Now this is as usual H2 G4. There will be no change. So I am writing the formula for this one. Cascade G3 G4. So negative feedback 1 plus G3 G4 H3. So this is your C of S. And this is your C of S. This is R of S. So we have eliminated this negative in 1. So what we'll be doing after that, it's simple for us to, you can do any step here, exchange this, change the summing points or other, but before that what we'll be doing, this takeoff point will take from the position after this block complete to a position before this block. So that will be doing now. That will make easier for us, so that we'll come to this. This will make us sure that this again is a what? This again is a negative feedback. We can solve it. That will make our life much easier. So we can say shift the takeoff point. Okay, roll number this. Is there any problem? 55 roll number.
No, sir.
Okay. Somebody is writing something message. So shift takeoff point after block. Sorry, something is wrong with this pen today. After block G3 G4 1 plus G3 G4 H3 to position before the block. Okay, that's what the scenario should be. So we'll move this takeoff point here. Then what will happen? When we move this ahead of block, this ahead will be doing. So here what we will get in this takeoff point is after this complete block. So that will come out to be H2 G4, and this will be G3 G4 1 by 1 plus G2 G4. Okay. Let us copy this first. Up to here there is no problem. So what we are trying to do now, we are trying to move this takeoff point after the block, this one, to a position before the block. Okay. Okay, let us copy this one now. We'll be doing some changes, but we'll copy this first. There's no feedback in this case. See, this block is completely, there's no feedback path in this case. You can very clearly see. When you are moving this, so there's no feedback path. So let's copy this one. We'll copy this and later on we'll see. Some portion we have to draw again. And let's copy complete. Then we'll try to amend it. Okay. So copied. We have to paste it here. Okay. Now let's see what amendment we can do. Okay, this is intact. There's no problem. This is also same. Can very clearly see this is H1 is will be same. This is same. Same now. There will be only change here somewhere. What will be that change? Let's look into that change. So let's first clarify this here. Okay. Let me. Okay. Okay, I'm rewriting this. So this, there will be two blocks we'll try to make. Very good. This is a bigger block we'll try to make. Okay. But the signal will be coming from this block, whatever the scenario we have in front of us. So here, what first block we have? We have this, just a second, H2G4. Just a second, what we, yeah, we have got this. H2 divided by G4, we have got this. And this is G3, G4 plus divided by 1 plus G3, G4 and H3. Yes. When this we are trying to move it here, yeah. We are trying to move this takeoff point. Sorry, we are not done that. Takeoff point we have to move. We've done a bit mistake. Just sorry. This. What we have to do here. So let's try to. This block is what we are doing. Okay. This block. Okay. Okay. So you can see I have moved this takeoff point from this position. After moving this position, after the block, they are positioned before the block. So they will come in the cascade. After that cascade, what will happen if they are in the cascade? Now you can see these two blocks are in cascade, and then this is a positive feedback loop. So what will happen in the formula? This will be multiplied. The feedback loop will be, just a second, yes. Like, just a second. We are getting something is wrong here, I think. If this has to be,
So फिर बैकवर्ड लूप से एलिमिनेट कर सकते हैं ना समिंग पॉइंट.
just a second. I want to see why we are not taking this takeoff point there. What is the problem in this case? Just a bit second. Just when we are moving this takeoff point here, so these two will be the cascade, and then this is a feedback gain is this one, so that will be G2 divided by, yes, we can do that, but I want to see that we can simplify this further by any other point. Just a second. जरूरी नहीं है कि यही करना है. We want to see it. Yeah, fine. This is fine for us. No problem. So let me copy this. What I want to do it, you can see clearly. I'll be the two blocks are in series. This we know. That means we can multiply them. Okay, fine. Then G2 is the transfer function, and this is the feedback gain. So we can use the positive feedback. So formula it will be negative. That one will be doing. This block will be there. So let us get this. I will copy a portion of this. Let me copy this portion. Let me copy this portion. Copy. And I can paste it here. Okay, so what I have to do amendments here. GWell will remain as it is. I have no problem for this one. Okay. So here, okay. Now this complete loop, two are in cascade. So they will be multiplied, and G2 is a transfer function, that's a feedback loop. So that together loop I'll be putting here. Here. Can say I have to make a big block. Okay, let be it like this. Okay, just a second. So this is, so signal is going here. Sorry. Signal is going here. Okay, this will remain it is. So from this, there's again a feedback with negative. So takeoff point is going here. Okay, just intentionally I'm doing like this because otherwise वो मिल जाएंगे block के साथ. And this point we don't have any. Okay. Make this block here complete. Okay, now this are in cascade. Have a look very clearly. This two will be multiplied G2, G4 multiplied by H2, then divided by G4 multiplied by 1 plus this. This will be, and then this is a transfer function that will be a feedback loop in cascade. So total it will come out to be, you can verify this because I don't have so much of time here to do it here. So this will come out to be this will come out to be G2 in the numerator, G2 plus G3, G4H3. Okay, fine. So that will be 1 plus G3, G4H3 minus, because it's a positive, so formula it will be minus G2, G3H2. Please verify this. This is a very simple formula. So now again, these two are in cascade. This is a negative feedback loop. You solve this. So I'll not be solving. I will write an overall transfer function now. You can solve. This is a negative feedback loop. 2 in cascade. You will multiply this negative feedback loop. Use the negative feedback formula. Okay, that will eliminate the summing point, and then 2 will be again in the cascade, and finally you can multiply them. I'll be writing a overall transfer function here. So overall transfer function here will be okay. So overall transfer function will be R of S will be equal to, that's the CFS output, that we can write G1, G2, G4. Okay. Then it will be 1 plus G3, G4H3 minus H1 multiplied by 1 plus G3, G4, H3. So this is what we have overall function. You can try this question. So one more question I will be sending by homework. 6 question is there.
So एक मिनट
So-
आंसर दिखाइए.
जी
So
you
आंसर
can check
दिखाइए
that.
लास्ट.
ये इसके साथ मल्टीप्लाई है, ये दिस इज मल्टीप्लाइड बाय दिस. ठीक है, ये कोई यहाँ से मल्टीप्लाई, दिस इज
So
मल्टीप्लाइड विद
स्क्रीनशॉट
दिस.
लेना था.
लीजिए. Okay, anybody
sir.
has a doubt? So that's all today. One more question we had, that was an important question. I'll send it on the WhatsApp, in the WhatsApp group, this one. You can take a screenshot of this one. You solve it, very important question. So I will see if you can do it. Then I will, otherwise I will do it. So next we'll be starting the signal flow graph. What's the next? Signal flow graph. Okay, who is in next in command? Sana is there. Yes, stop post.